How is it going, everyone? It's Lumbity here, and today I am here with Slide Bites, my brother. Say hello.
Hello.
And I will leave his link in the description down below. He does a lot of guitar videos and music videos over on his channel. He has a lot of beginner's guides, a lot of reviews for guitars and foot pedals and stuff like that. So if you are interested in music at all, go check him out. But today's video, we're going to be talking about Gundam Evolution. I know I've done a couple videos on this already, but the game is coming to an end, November 29th.
Exactly.
It's finally happening. I say it's finally happening. It's only been a year. So I guess that's not really the right way to put it. But still, we're both very sad to see this game go. We both love this game.
Yeah.
And this is kind of, the way that you put it, I really like. You put it that this is our Gundam. We didn't really watch a whole lot of Gundam growing up. You would watch it every now and then.
Snuck it.
But, but this is really our Gundam now.
This was our thing. Yeah.
And I just think that this is still a fantastic game. I still enjoy it for what it is. It's not perfect by any means, but it is still a really fun game that got us into a lot of the mobile suits themselves. It got you into a lot of the stories and the anime itself.
Yeah.
And I think that there's still a lot of potential here that we will just never see now.
Yeah.
But first things first, the way I want to start off this video is that I want to just talk about the suits that we first started using when we first started playing the game. What was the suit that you started using at the very beginning of the game?
Well, I was already collecting Gunpla, and I was in love with the design of the Zaku 2, so as soon as I saw a chance to play as the Zaku 2 and actually in first person and get that feel, it was Zaku 2. The speed and the gigantic Zaku rifle and everything is just so cool. But yeah, that was mine.
I love the way the Zaku rifle looks as well, because it's styled off of that like Russian light machine gun from World War II. Yeah,
20, I think is what it was.
Yeah, it's styled off of that, and it just looks absolutely awesome in the hands of the Zaku 2. And the one that I used from the start was the Turn A Gundam, and the only reason I used that one is because I bought the Turn A Gundam series like a year ago. I still haven't watched it, but I own it, and I still haven't watched it yet. But that's the only reason I picked that one, and I fell in love with its beam rifle, though, because it has the charge-up ability that is absolutely phenomenal. If you know how to play right with it, you have to stay back and everything with it. It's not a close quarters unit, but if you can actually hang back a little bit, mid to long range, you're going to have a fun time with that unit as well. And then from the Zaku, where did you go after that? I think it was the Dom, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was using the Dom a lot for a lot of the control points, because the splash damage from the bazooka and I just started falling in love with that design too, and that got me into watching. From there, I actually started watching the original Gundam series, because I was like, the Zaku and the Dom were so cool. I had to figure out where it came from, because I love those suits.
And you also, like, one great thing about the Dom too is the landmines, because you can throw the landmines.
Control points. Yeah, you could be dead and still get kills afterwards.
You throw those down in the control points, and they're running around. They're still popping while you're down. You know, you're waiting for someone to revive you. They're still popping and everything. And there's you can also set them on the actual entrance of like when they walk out.
They're good for disarming too.
Yes,
if you laid them on the what is it, generator? I guess is what it is.
Yeah, something like that. The target.
Yeah, you could
whatever.
attach the mines to it, and that was so cool. I love that.
Yeah, and I think the one I used next the most was probably the Ashimir.
Yeah,
and
probably.
It's kind of funny because the reason I started using the Ashimir was because of Comic-Con. Because I picked the Ashimir up at Comic-Con, Indiana Comic-Con 2023. Yeah, it was this year. Man, that doesn't feel like this year. But I picked that up, and then this is what got him into gunplay really hard, is I picked that model up, and then I bought him as a gift. I got him the Zaku sniper. Yeah,
Zaku 1 sniper. Even the older model.
I got him that,
so cool.
and he built that, and he fell in love with it. And he's just like, okay, I really like building these things now. Now I want to build more. And at the time, I was frustrated because I bought actually two. I bought like a GM as well, and I did a horrible job putting it together. And I was pissed. I messed up putting it together, so I was just like, hey bro, I know you say you like building these things. I'm not saying you have to, but if you want to, you can build the Ashimir. And he was just like, yeah, I like doing it anyway, so.
It was a 6-hour build, but it was so cool. And to see it in the game, I think I'd already built the Zaku 2 by then.
Yes.
Too. I think already before I even started playing the game. So again, it was just, the game was a link to the suits that I didn't expect to enjoy playing, because it was a free game. And I didn't expect to enjoy it that much, but yeah, having the gunpla and then being able to actually play as these models you're building. That's something neat. It was, and the Ashmars were a really cool suit.
The Ashmar in game is a lot of fun. It can't take a whole lot of damage, I will say. You got to be careful with how you play with it. Same with the Methus, any flying sort of character. They don't take a lot of damage, but they do put out quite a bit of damage if you can get headshots, especially with the Ashmar. If you get headshots with that thing, it is going to take out the enemies very quickly, especially with the incendiary grenade. That's great for control as well.
Yeah. I got wiped by that thing quite often.
That's another thing that's great to throw on that bomb whenever they plant it.
Yes.
If they're if they're trying to disarm it, you throw that on there, and it's just burning them while they're trying to either disarm it or plant it.
It's kind of like the Gym 79, or is that what it is? Anyway, the Gym, when you throw its landmine jetpack, it does the same, have a similar effect. Yeah, it was good on control points like that too.
And we started getting Gunpla a little bit before this. Last year, it was a few years ago actually. I think I was like. Probably 5 years ago was when I had that one. I can't remember the name of it. It's the Middle Eastern style one.
Oh, the Maganek.
Yeah, so that was like 5 years ago when I built that one, and then I had a few SDs also at the time, and eventually over time I just lost them. But even just a couple years ago, I got you for Christmas the Gundam. RX.
Yeah, the RX-78-2, and you got me the one from Battlelog, I think is what it was, and it's the U.S. Style. He's got the stars and stripes on him, and it was a Target exclusive, and you got it for like $10, something like that.
Yeah.
It was a ridiculously cheap price, and it was like, and then from there I was kind of hooked. We started getting the little Gachapon Gundams.
Yes, I forgot about those.
Yeah, I still have mine, and I helped. Yours kind of started falling apart really bad on you, and I managed to kit bash them together with super glue and.
I still have a Gachapon Gundam in the ball.
Oh, that's cool! I didn't realize
still have one.
That's neat. All right, there you go.
I still have one. Yeah, there was a Gachapon machine where we would actually go and every couple of months or so we would get little mini SD Gunplas out of there. Unfortunately, they stopped doing that, or we would still be doing it to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we were already interested in Gunpla before the game, but the game just made it worse.
It fueled more addiction because you started trying things you didn't never try before. Like, this suit's actually really cool.
And really, it's thanks to Gundam that we really started accelerating. We started doing this like gift exchange also monthly. Yeah. It started off with a John Wick figure. That was the first thing, and you were like,
I love John Wick.
And you were like, I'll pay you back. I'll get you back. And I was just like, we'll figure something out. Yeah. And then the next time I was just like, here's a Gundam. And then he was just like, you know what? We're just going to start doing monthly gift exchanges. So it started being like, I started giving him a Gundam every month because he loves Gundams. And I've been swapping it up a little bit. Like this month I did a Howard the Duck figure. but like last month I got which Gundam was it actually? I don't remember which Gundam that it was.
You just got the Rick Dom and the Gog.
You just got me the Root, or the what was that one called? You got me the one from Target.
Oh, the new Gundam.
Yeah, you got me the new Gundam.
The new Gundam, and we got you. I feel like we both swapped one.
There was another one.
What was now?
I'm looking over as I'm making this video, seeing because I have boxes over here. Ah! There's the Dumb, the Barbados, new Gundam. Was it just the one? Maybe I just asked for the one. I don't remember.
I don't remember now either.
I don't remember.
There's too many. I have over a dozen already.
This is just a podcast style video, so I don't mind how it goes either way. But either way, I know that I've been buying you one Gundam each month, and we've been doing this gift exchange, and it really was because of this game. It really kicks it off more. So this game really just fueled our love for Gundam.
I think I had just finished. I don't remember if I watched it before the series or before we started playing the game or right after, but the 8th MS team with the goof changed everything for me. That got me sucked into Gundam really bad, into the game again. Just made it feel so much more. You made a connection with those characters that you were seeing, the suits and everything. I love that. So.
And it definitely, the game makes me want to watch more Gundam.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I made the mistake of watching a series that just I don't enjoy, so I'll have to find another one. But I do have the Turn A. I own it on Blu-ray. I need to just watch it. I need to just do it.
I want to watch Turn A. Now, since we started watching, I finished. I already watched Build Divers and got that.
Yes, I did watch Build Divers as well.
That, and I used to sneak episodes of Wing growing up, But since we started playing the game, I finished. I can't remember if this was before or during, but I finished 8th MS Team. I finished 79. I finished 00. I've watched 29 episodes of Wing now straight. And it's one of those things where I don't think I would have watched those if I hadn't been playing this game. So
only one that I've watched other than some of the, I watched a little bit of the SD ones. I've watched a couple of the Gundam Build Divers, and I watched one movie. And I messed up because I didn't realize the movie was in a trilogy, and I watched the second one. I was just like, I have no idea what's going on at this point, but there were some cool robots in it.
That's really what started off. They just look cool,
yeah.
Right? That's what pulls you into Gundam. And then once you actually start getting into the stories, and you get a complete story. If you get a complete story, it makes a lot more sense, but it's better that way. Yeah. So that's kind of, for me, why it's so bittersweet that the game's shutting down, because it was a real connection.
Yeah.
To something that you're watching, you're building. Like, I've got the heavy arms that you just picked up for next month's gift exchange. We already did it.
Yeah, and speaking of, this was obviously it was a free-to-play game, and one of the things about it was that we weren't going to pay any money for anything in the game. We're not that type of gamers when it comes to free-to-play games usually. So we saved up enough points to just buy our favorite extra character. So you got the heavy arms, and I ended up with the Marasai. And I even got the model of the Marasai after I got in game because it's such a cool looking unit. I wanted it.
That is a neat one.
And I'm glad that we at least got to pick one of the locked characters each.
Yes.
Because before the game closed down, I did want to play and try some of the extra characters, but obviously I wasn't going to pay for them. So at least they did give us the option of in-game currency to unlock.
That makes it that's even more bittersweet because they're dropping the one I really want to play as.
And that's what we also want to talk about.
Yeah, the Camphor.
The Camphor.
They're
adding the Camphor, and they're also adding the Zeta Gundam.
Yes.
The two.
Yeah. Which looks wicked.
Yeah.
It does look wicked.
And it does transform and it flies around too. Yeah. It looks sick. The combat, they showed a little bit of a snippet of the combat. It looks good. I don't think I saw any combat from the actual Camphor itself. The Camphor was more like a teaser.
Yeah, I didn't see.
And I'm guessing the reason why for that is that next season is probably going to be Zeta, and then the final season will be when the Camphor releases.
Probably.
So, because we still have a season coming up in August, and we have one coming up in October, and then I don't believe there's going to be one in November. November's when the game is actually shutting down, November 29th. But I am excited to see the Camphor in-game. I'm excited to see the Zeta in-game.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how they do unlocks, because I was just kind of watching snippets of how they're going to do it. I didn't watch the full hour and a half final, pilot log or whatever it's called. I didn't watch the full thing, but they were talking about how players will be saving up points to get it now.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that they are able to give you more points as you play the game now, and they just start swapping everything.
Yeah, because I'm still getting those, some of the currency. You can still get some of that stuff.
And they are getting rid of Evo coins, so they're getting rid of the paid-for currency altogether at this point. And I feel like at this point, they should let you unlock these extra suits relatively quick if they're shutting down the game anyway at this point,
Yeah. And that also sucks because I had just gotten a phone that had enough memory to play mobile, Gundam Mobile, Breaker Mobile. And they just shut it down 1 month of me getting on that and playing it. So then I was like, okay, new Gundam game to play. It shutting down the same year. And this is something that's been a consistent thing, too, is they're shutting down these games. It hurts.
This is one thing I always say about online games. If you are putting in money into online games, realize that you are not paying to keep anything. You are not paying for anything. You are paying for that moment. You are paying for that experience and time, and then once that time is over, you lose everything.
Yep.
It's kind of like playing an arcade machine, if you think about it. You put in your quarters, you play it, you lose, you're done. And that's kind of how it is, but it's just a longer experience over time.
Yeah. It's like a rental.
Yeah, it really is. It's like
a
rental. And you are putting faith into the developers that this game is going to last a long time. And unfortunately, in this case, it didn't, and it's not going to. Unless they somehow change their mind, which I don't think is ever going to happen. But it's one of those things where, at this point in time, I feel like they kind of hurt any future chance they had of making another Gundam online video game. At
least in this format.
Another first-person shooter, at least.
Because they've been doing, Battle Operation 2, I've played Battle Operation 2 a decent amount. And I just don't get into turn-based.
I don't either.
I can't, the timing and all that, it's just not that fun to me. There's a lot of... The fast-pacedness of Evolution was good. It was refreshing. It was chaotic.
Yeah.
And it felt like if you watch Gundam's battle scenes, they're chaotic. There's a lot going on. It felt like that to me.
And honestly,
right.
for all its flaws, technical flaws, one thing I will give it, is that it played smooth when it played.
Yeah,
when you
sure.
were in the game, it felt good. Like, everything felt really fluid. Everything felt really nice. I never had any actual, like, frame rate problems. I never had any graphical issues or anything like that. The game looked well. It looked good, and it always played well.
Yeah.
So it's just really, I feel like the majority of the problems came from the server problems that they were dealing with, because there were so many times where we just get kicked out, and if they kicked you out because you had like a random, your internet just went out for a second or something like that, it would actually ban you from playing for like it could be anywhere from 30 seconds to 10 minutes, and it was just like, good grief, like this is over the top.
I got kicked out because my controller batteries died, and in the minute it took me to find some batteries to slap in there, it had already banned me. I was like, what?
And there was one moment where we were playing one night, and the game just glitched out on you, and it wouldn't let you join matches with me. Every time we started a match together, it would start the match for me, and then it would kick him back out. It's the main menu.
Yeah.
And every time it did it, it would give him a ban. It was just like...
Yeah, I was up to like 15 minutes by the end of that night. I was so furious. But I didn't quit playing the game. It just broke me for a bit.
And that was... I think that's where a lot of the problems came in with this game. I just think that they had a lot of server issues. I think they had a lot of internet issues. And I think that they're going to have a hard time gaining trust of people for another first-person shooter online game if they ever try anything like this again. It's kind of like how Blizzard has shot themselves in the foot with Overwatch 2 by doing the, you have to give us your phone number thing.
Yeah.
Like, no one wants to do that. You guys shot yourself in the foot. Like, I'm not going to trust you to make another, first-person shooter game, especially if you do that in another first-person shooter game. If I hear you doing that again, no way I'm playing it.
And it feels weird saying it, too. I feel like you and I kind of came in late to the game, even though it's like a year old.
Yeah, it is.
We did kind of come into it late, and I hate that, because...
The funny thing is, though, is that I'm not sure when it actually launched on Xbox itself.
Yeah, I know, I don't either.
I don't know off the top of my head, but, like, we did... It does feel like we came in late, but it's still within the first year. You are right. It's a very odd thing to think about.
Like, we see people hopping on now, and we feel like the veterans of the series. And we've only been playing for 2 months?
Yeah, 2-3 months. But it's been a blast, though. It honestly has. We've had so much fun with this game. We absolutely do love this game. It's been a fun time. And these are memories that we will always have forever. And this is one of the reasons I'm making these videos of Gundam, because I know that one way or another, I will have this footage, I will have these videos where I can go back and I can reminisce on the time I had with this game, playing with my brother, and just enjoying this and having such a fun time.
Yeah.
And I think that is one of the most important things about this game. I think just the memory of this game is going to be fantastic. There isn't anything quite like it, and I honestly don't think there's going to be anything like it ever again, especially not in the Gundam universe.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think they'll do an FPS again, which is heartbreaking, because, again, people that are used to Call of Duty and everything, it was a good entryway into Gundam.
This may be a weird comparison. It kind of reminds me of War for Cybertron Online, and how
for sure.
we played that, and then they immediately just, like, all the servers are gone and everything for that, and you can't do it anymore. But I still have the amazing memories of playing that online and just enjoying that. Yep. And I mean, it's the same for MMOs as well. I remember doing one of the first videos I did on my channel was for Defiance.
Yeah.
You literally, I remember I got you to play it for like a couple of days right before it got announced to be shut down.
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess there's no point in doing this anymore.
Maybe you're just bad luck.
Maybe, I guess that might be. But I will say, Evolution, if they had a goal of getting people to buy Gunpla, which is pretty much what all Gundam series and everything is it worked, because I'm addicted, and I'm on a mission to collect every Gundam from the game. It's going to be really hard, because the Methus is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, the Methus is like 70 right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of the others are going to be rare and hard to find, but as many as I can, I'm going to try to find.
And like I'm still collecting Gunpla as well, but I have a bunch of like sets on my backlog that I need to go through before I get to them, because I need to build the Barbados. You already have the Barbados. You already have it built. I need to build the Marasai. I need to build a couple of the SDs. I have the SD Zaku, Char of Zaku, and I have the SD Sazabi. The Sazabi is freaking amazing in that game, and it's one of the cooler looking suits too. It's gigantic.
Yeah, it is.
We saw the box for the 144 scale. That is a huge box. It's intimidating.
Yeah, I mentioned on my channel that I was doing a guitar review, and I was like, man, I'm tired. And I've even said in the video, like, you and I have been running around all over our state looking for Gunpla.
We have.
I've been sitting there on my phone, like, looking for our next trip to someplace, trying to find that. Because, and again, a big part of it was this game. But yeah,
the best place I saw was that place in Kentucky, man. Because I posted a picture of it on Instagram, and I literally just put, holy mother of Gunpla, because it was just rows, like a gigantic wall.
I wish I could
go
with you that one. I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah,
me broke.
The like the thing about Indiana Comic Con, even when I'm talking about that, is it's like I'm tempted to go back just because I want Gunpla.
Yeah, same.
The actual event itself this year was kind of like meh, but I want Gunpla.
There's a lot of like random things you can find at like Comic Con too.
Yeah.
Because you like the Zaku one you got me was like from 2005.
Yeah.
Something like that. So some of those like I don't know what the Louisville store looked like that you went to that had all that.
It had a bit of everything.
Yeah. So I don't know how far back those went, but when you go to a place like Comic Con, you are going to find things that are really hard to find anywhere else. So I'm definitely going this next time.
Yeah.
Just to look. Hopefully the guy will be back.
And if we can get good parking, that's always a plus too.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. We just wanted to kind of reminisce for a little bit, talk about Gundam itself, talk a little bit about the game, talk a little bit about our experiences, and what it's just kind of just gotten us into in this just gigantic wormhole, this rabbit hole of Gundam that we have kind of dived into. You are definitely more into it than I am.
Yeah.
You like the anime a lot more. You like the Gunpla a lot more.
I appreciate the anime. I won't say that's fair. I'm suffering through Wing,
but I got to episode 3. I'm on episode 3 of Iron Blooded Orphans. I'm already just like, I can't take this. Like I'm already about to snap.
I like 00, and I love the original. I love 8th Team, and Bill Divers is okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like I said, the way I'm looking at this game is just like watching an anime series. You watch it, and then when it ends, it's bittersweet.
Yeah. You
get your 12 episodes.
And this one's super bittersweet because you'll never see it again.
Yeah. But yeah. We have until November, so we'll just...
November 29th, mark the day in your calendars. Play it all the way up until then. We're going to keep playing it.
Yep.
And I want to make a video, and hopefully you will be in that video as well. I want to be in the game when the server gets shut down.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm not sure is that I'm not sure when the 29th, what day that is on. Hopefully it's not a work day.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that.
Yeah. But either way, I may skip work that day. You know, I may be sick that day. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I hope that you enjoyed making it with me. And like I said, Slide Bites, his channel will be in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.